There is nothing as symbolic as a door. It shuts to protect you and opens to give you much more. Everyone wants to succeed, not just count pennies. When life gets tough, I remember a few things. Difficulty and struggles are part of what life brings. Your strength comes from the support around you. A true friend believes in what you do, there to hold your hand through any weather. I found my partner, and we walk through doors together.
Diamond, your bank.
Hello and welcome to Arise News. I'm Rotimi Michael Kade in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. This is Arise News Now special feature. In Nigeria, subtle campaigns for the 2019 presidential election have begun in earnest. Posters have emerged indicating that a former governor of Abia State, southeast Nigeria, Dr. Orji Kalu, will be contesting on the platform of the ruling All Progressives Congress. However, Dr. Kalu has distanced himself from the campaign posters, saying that the posters are the handiwork of political jobbers and speculators. In a statement signed by his special advisor, Kunle Oyewumi, Kalu insists that he is solidly behind the candidature of President Muhammadu Buhari. He also desires, if he so desires, to run in 2019, adding that the North should be allowed to complete its 8-year tenure. The statement quotes Mr. Kalu as saying, "I will contest in 2019 by the grace of God, but definitely not for president." Dr. Orji Kalu joins me now for the next 60 minutes on this Arise News Now special feature. Dr. Orji Kalu, good to see you.
Thank you so much.
All right. From the intro we gave earlier, you said that you are not interested in 2019 presidential election. You said you're going to run. What position exactly do you want to run for?
Well, there's only one position for me to run at this moment. I've been a two-term governor. Should I run back for governor? The answer looks very impossible, although it's not been tested by any law that after 10 years I can go back to run for governor of Abia State. It's possible, yes. And the only thing left is between testing whether I can be governor again and testing whether I can go to the Senate. It's open.
But you've contested like 3 times in the Senate in the Abia North Senatorial District. So why do you want to go for the first election?
Well, it's my interest. You cannot tell me what I want to do. It's personal. And that is what I would like to do.
Because that speaks volume of your political relevance in the Southeast, especially in Abia States. Perhaps maybe it's waning.
No. We're on track in whatever we want to do. Very big on track. Mind you, on few occasions you see that, for example, the last one, election was said to be inconclusive. You're a journalist, you saw that. If anybody had won, the result could have gone at 4 a.m. And they said it was inconclusive. And at 2 o'clock, somebody called the result. I'm not pained because I know in all those 3 elections, I won the election. But people use the agencies.
When you say people, who are these people?
The PDP used the agencies they had powers over to rewrite the results, and I accepted it. It was what they did. I accepted them in good faith. So I will continue to try to restore the mandate of the people, because what they are holding is not the mandate of the people.
So why did you join the APC?
Because I have been in opposition for 10 years. I have been in PPA since I left, even since 2006. I left the PDP. I have been in PPA. And Nigeria is going to party system. I didn't join because I love to decamp. I love PPA. And I joined because Nigeria had gone to party system. Will I go back to PDP? The answer is no. I joined APC because I want the test of relevance in Abia and Southeast to be seen. And the only way it can be seen is that there is no APC in our area. It's only to show who the people will follow. It's more relevant than speculating.
So does that mean that APC is here to stay in Abia State as a result of your involvement or as a result of your participation, or would I say your membership?
Yes, I will add a lot of value to the APC. And the APC is going to be a collective decision between us, people who are joining and people who are in there. Will build a more stronger party, not only in Abia, in the Southeast. We are going to be a very robust party in 2019.
In a statement you released yesterday, or let's say this week, you said that the North deserved their 2 terms. Why? As against what a lot of people in the South are canvassing, that perhaps maybe the President Muhammadu Buhari has not really, done pretty well in the last 2 years.
Well, it depends on which part of the Atlantic or which part of Sahara Desert you are. To me, Buhari had done very well in some areas, and he still had to do well in some other areas, because for me, Buhari's illness have hindered the progress of what he could have done. And I believe that now he's back. Mind you, when he was abroad, people say he was gone. And I insisted that he was alive, he was in good health, and he will come back healthier. And he will contest the 2019 presidential election. It's not totally for Buhari, it's also for the Southeast. The Igbos need to present a presidential candidate who will win on 2023. I'm being now regional selfish. It's regional being selfish. I'm being selfish regionally, because after Buhari doing 8 years, the next thing, nobody in Nigeria can tell us that our region cannot produce president, whether it's me or another person. The important thing is that in 2019, the Igbos in majority will massively support Buhari. They did not support him in 2015. But in 2019, they will massively vote for him.
So are you passing a vote of confidence on the administration?
I'm passing a vote of confidence on Buhari.
Not on the administration?
On Buhari, because he has integrity.
Why? What has it done? You just said that his health actually hindered him.
No, yes, of course, because if you check where we are, in prices of oil, how much was left, things that were going wrong, it's not only me that is passing vote of confidence on Buhari. The World Bank is supporting what he's doing. I just came back from China, Washington, and the EU, all the EU ambassadors, all the EU nations are supporting him. All the most powerful countries in the world are behind him. And they're behind also that he should rerun again, because they feel that he still have a lot to add.
So if the president decides not to run for 2019 elections, which of the northern candidates would you support?
We have not reached to that level. I'm convinced and I'm sure that the president will run.
So which of the northern candidates right now that has perhaps that have shown their interest in the elections?
I have not seen any other candidate.
We've seen the...
No, listen. I have not seen any other candidate in my mind than Buhari. I don't even have any other, I'm not thinking towards any other candidate than Buhari. I joined the APC because of Buhari, because of my friendship with him. I joined because of his integrity. I joined because I know him personally. I know his shortfalls, I know his great areas, and the country needs him to finish his tenure. Every other president have done 2 terms, and I don't see more reason. If he said tomorrow he will not run, they are capable people. Who told you I cannot run for president? Yes, it's possible.
Perhaps maybe that has been your eternal ambition, to run for the presidency of the country.
To change things, not just to run for president, to change things. because I have the capacity to run this economy to modern 21st economic prospects. It's possible, yes.
We have one Southeast governor from the APC, and recently he's been, enmeshed in so many controversies. Governor Rochas Okorocha erected a statue of former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, in somewhere around the capital. What's your take on that?
I'm not going to discuss that because both people are my friends. Both President Zuma and Governor Okorocha are my friends, and I can make my opinion personally to them. I don't need to make it on television. So you don't treat friendship in public. So I deserve to respect the two leaders. What he did is what any other leader could have done. It depends on the situation he did it.
On the issue of appointments of the in APC, the president just made an appointment, and that's the position of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Some people, especially Ohaneze, are calling for, the president's rejigging of his cabinets. Perhaps that it should favor the Southeasterners even more, and especially for the position of the SGF, perhaps maybe it should have come to the Southeast.
Well, it is not a must. We just finished handling the SGF. Throughout Jonathan was president, the SGF came from our zone. And if the president, in his wisdom, is not a constitutional matter, SGF is a personal staff of the president. If you have been in position of governor, president, you'll be able to know that SGF is perfectly the prerogative of the president. So you cannot tell him who he made his SGF. And I think in the president's wisdom, president has also done well to take it back to the local government where he removed it from. I applaud the president on that line. We mustn't get AGF to get anything that is due for us. After all, Port Harcourt Expressway were unpassable up till last 7 months. And you go there today, there are major construction job going there. Enugu Onitsha Expressway were abandoned, and there are works going there. That is more important to me than getting SGF. SGF means nothing. If Buhari can do our roads to jumpstart economic activities in our area, I will be very satisfied than giving me SGF that will not have power to do anything. This is why the take is to take a Buhari to do the roads and give us infrastructures. It's more important than making somebody minister or making anybody who will serve himself or herself. So it is not very important to us in the region. We are traders, we are business people. What we need is access to what we want to do. And that is what Buhari is doing in the region right away.
So going back to 2019 presidential race, the president has not indicated interest that he's going to run for 2019 elections. So what if the president say, okay, I'm not going to run? Would you take that boldness, that ticket to say, okay, I want to run, I want to represent the Southeast?
Well, I don't think it's the right thing to do because we have said it that during Yaradua, something happened. Now the president is doing only 4 years. I'm a man that wants to give equity and justice, which is what I'm begging Nigerian people to know how to give. Because equity and justice is what should rule the world and rule this nation. If we really want to move forward, people should know how to say what is right. I felt that since democratic process has started, Obasanjo did 8 years, Jonathan did 6 years, or thereabouts, so we should allow them not to complete 8 years, honestly. And I have capacity to run for Nigerian president. I have everything it takes to be Nigerian president, and a very good president, because I understand micro and macro economics. I can solve the economic problem like yesterday, because it is in my nature to give solution to economic problems.
And you think this administration have been able to tackle the economic problems that we have in the country? Will you give them a pass mark on the economy?
No, I will not give Buhari a pass mark on that. So he's going to do well because of his illness. He was not able to look at those problems and listen and solve those problems. He had done well in security, he had done well in keeping the country together, he had done well in many other things. He has also restored people going back to the farm. Look at what Awudobo is doing with agriculture. So you can see that people now, all the people, you can see that young people are no longer going to look for work. Young people are thinking How am I going to develop my farm? How am I going to work for myself? For the first time, people are saying, you know, in a country there's no process, you can never have progress, because everything was free for all before. And you must have a assuming process that brings prosperity. Prosperity is not preached. Since 1960, we made a mistake. People who are supposed to work are going to churches and mosques, living there, instead of the Bible, which I worship, committed Christian I am, says work, watch, and pray. People just decided to pray and fast. They don't longer work. How can you get prosperity? So Buhari has been able to ask people to go back to work and to do the work. There's no government you don't find people saying what about them. But it is usual. And Buhari is not the kind of man that you can see the APC governors are saying, oh, we have endorsed him. He's not the kind of man who takes those kind of things. Buhari is capable of contesting the election. He does not need any endorsement and say there's no other candidate. No. Buhari wants to contest like any other candidate in Ego Square. And he's popular enough to win the nomination, to win against any candidate.
All right, when you talk about other candidates, because we've talked about this, I've asked you this question before, and I want to ask you again. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has shown interest in the position, in the job of the president. Yeah. If it comes out tomorrow, as a friend of the former Vice President, will you advise him not to run against the president?
No, I will not ask him not to run against the president. He's a member of our party and he's a respected man. I like him, he's my friend, personal friend. Whenever I'm in trouble, I go to him to seek advice from him. But what I am saying, if today he's running with the president in the same party, I will vote for President Buhari, because President Buhari have told me before him. And I mean, I didn't support Buhari before, and I would like to support him now, because you see, it is the right thing to do. But if Atiku comes in and say, I'm going to contest, I will tell him, oh, my Oga, you know, I have to support this other Oga. I have few Ogas. And that puts me to a crossroad. It's like if President Babangida is contesting. So
if you have President Buhari and you have former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, you vote for President Buhari?
Yes, I'll vote for President Buhari today. That is the truth. You know, I don't fear anybody. He knows me. Maybe after this interview, I go back to his house to eat. He knows, we talk frankly. When Obasanjo said no governor should go to Atiku's house, I was the only governor going there. You are aware. And I'm very strong-willed. I'm not like other politicians. I make my, if there's an election, whether it's secret or two of them are standing in Ego Square today, I'll vote for Buhari as of today. That is what I will do. I don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Okay, now I want you to re-emphasize what you said earlier, that the president confided in you that he's going to run for the presidency in 2019. Did you say it?
No. I said that if they are running, both of them, okay, I will vote for the president, Buhari, because I didn't support him in 15.
In 2015? 15,
yes.
Okay, you never had any...
I wasn't in his party, and I couldn't have supported him.
All right. All right.
But I joined the APC because of him.
All right. Now, let's go to the Southeast. Is there a leadership vacuum in the Southeast, APC Southeast? There seems to be a lot of, you know, people cross-carpeting to APC from PDP and other parties, but we don't have a clear leader who is championing the cause of APC in the Southeast.
No, you can't say that. It's abuse of our people. We have a national vice chairman of the APC, and he's the leader of APC in the Southeast. Whether I have been governor or Jibobido have been governor or Kenan Bade have been Senate president, it doesn't make any meaning. We have one leader, and we also come to his leadership. That is Mr. Elechukwu. He's the national vice chairman of Southeast, and it's our APC leader. There's no vacuum. I don't see any, because we have a national vice chairman.
All right.
He sits in every meeting that APC, he presides in every meeting that APC called for.
All right. We'll take a short break here on Arise News Special with former governor of Abia State, Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu. When we return, We will go back to him and ask him more questions regarding his political ambition, politics generally in Nigeria, and also business and sports. Do stay with us.
As a fashion writer, I know how quickly trends are created and changed. In business, it's no different. To stay ahead, I needed a plan flexible enough to meet my changing communication needs. More Business 2.0 didn't just give me voice and data in one package. I got a whole lot more. With More Business, setting up my website was no problem. But I'm not just a fashion writer. I also own a home decor store before I decided to open an accessory store. With my customized More Business plan, managing my staff's communication is easy, no matter how frequently they come or they go. With 9 Mobile's new online self-service this week, I could adapt my plans to include this.
From 2,000 Naira, choose a business bundle, customize your staff's voice and data lines, and enjoy a variety of add-on business services. Dial *200 *5# now to subscribe. More Business.
There's an old saying in Nigeria, a single tree cannot make a forest. At First Bank, we started from humble beginnings. And with prudent management and bold acquisitions, we have grown to meet the needs of our customers throughout Nigeria and beyond. You first, First Bank.
You're welcome back to Arise News Special, coming to you live from Abuja studios, right here in Nigeria. We've been talking to Dr. Orji Kalu, former governor of Abia State. Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the umbrella body of Igbos in southeast Nigeria, has frowned at what it described as President Muhammadu Buhari's continued refusal to appoint a southeasterner as the secretary to the government of the Federation. In a statement signed by the President General, John Nwodo, the body claimed that the ruling party had zoned the position to the southeast. Ohanaeze Ndigbo said the president has failed to play a father figure role, which his office demands in presiding over a plural and divergent society as Nigeria. Well, Dr. Orji Kalu is still with us here in the studios. Dr. Orji, what's your take on Ohanaeze Ndigbo's position earlier?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Chief John Nwodo Jr. is playing his role as a cultural organization of our people. Whether you have given 20 Igbo people appointments, you need to ask for more. But a position like secretary to government is a personal thing, and somebody have just relieved of his job from there, and the president went back to the same local government and gave it to them. After all, we have held that post for almost 6 years, and I don't see anything special about that. So our people are more interested in building the roads and bringing infrastructure in our area than holding appointments that will make. Who will tell you if an Igbo man sits there, he will be able to exert enough influence to be able to.
No, but going by what the President General said, that position has been zoned.
It's not zoned. It's not true. It's not in APC. John Nwodo Jr. is my personal friend and my brother. Actually, when I go to Enugu, even as a governor, I go to his house to sleep. So you can know how close we are. It's not so. It's not zoned by APC. He's not a member of APC. He can only talk as President General and one of the best President General of Ohanaeze. He's very good. But he cannot talk matter of APC. He's not a member of APC.
All right, let's go.
Chuku is only one, who is the National Vice Chairman for Southeast, can speak on behalf of all of us.
All right, let's go to other issues in the Southeast, because I would like us to remain there for a while before we go to the national, come back to the national. Now, you were one of the early visitors to Kuje prison to see embattled IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
And you then later turn around and call for the proscription of IPOB. Why?
No, I didn't. I never mentioned anything like proscribing IPOB.
What was listen,
I went to see him because it was my duty to see anybody. It's defined by United Nations Charter that anybody in prison custody, I have a right to visit him, not only Nnamdi Kanu. When I was in Kuje prison, also myself, our cardinal here, he came there to pray for me. And I mean, I don't see anything wrong in my going to see Nnamdi Kanu in Kuje prison. I went to see him for over 2 hours plus, and I discussed with him heart to heart. I advised him, and he chose not to take my advice. So life goes on. It was the Southeastern governors that prescribed IPOB. I'm not in government, so I cannot prescribe IPOB. I cannot be the one to prescribe IPOB.
But did you call for the ban of IPOB
No,
in Southeast?
I never called any for. I never called for any ban. I was abroad. By the way, I came back when they were having problems. I ran straight from Abuja to Abia State to quench the problems first. We working hand in hand with the Commissioner of Police, who was just posted a day before my arrival, with the brigade commander of 14th Brigade, Director SSA, who are very interesting and good people to work with. So they put in their best to stop the quench the spread of damaging of goods and properties of people, because I'm a trader. I have given so many trading goods to customers in the market. So what they continue damaging, it's continually affecting my own. So
you're not in support of Operation Python Dance that was deployed?
No. Operation Python Dance must be done anywhere. The operation's going on everywhere. Every military in the world have a right to do. This is not the first time we're doing Operation Python Dance. We did it last year, and it was very successful. So I commend the Nigerian Army, because I saw a lot. They gave people outreach, medical, health care, services, and all the rest of them. Python Dance is a military training. It has nothing to do with IPOB. Next year, I'm sure they will do Python Dance. They are just doing Crocodile Smile in South, isn't it? And they are doing Operation, is that Dolly something?
Octopus
Lafia Dolly,
there's another one in the South, Octopus Grip.
So there are a lot of training for our...
But it's not just training.
Let me tell you, you journalists are sometimes also causing trouble. There is need for our military to be competent, ready at all times. Any nation
is
that
it
have
at
no
the
good
expense
military,
of the people?
No, it's not for the people. It's the expense of the nation, because nation, there's nothing like expense of the people. They are not molesting people. I was in Southeast throughout that operation. I arrived and went straight to Abia. And I stayed. I went to Anambra, I went to Imo, I went to Enugu. The only person I didn't see was the GOC, because he was not there when I was passing Enugu, the day I landed in Enugu. So you find out that don't overblow these things. These are things the military are doing. In the northeast, that Lafia Dolly and all the rest of them. These operations go in Lagos. They are doing one operation or the other. Lagos is quiet and nobody is harassing anybody there, but the military still do their operations there. So any country that defeats its military and relegates its military to background will lead to suffer. You see, in the White House, or the 3rd floor of the White House level, all those guys with suits are all military people, serving military people, working with the American president, no matter who is the president. They are there to give advice because they are well trained. You know, some of these military people are the best trained because of what training they give to them in Defense College, in Military Academy, and all the rest of them. And if you have anything to do with any military man, I'm not saying military should rule, but they have a contribution. This is why people like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was calling for diarchy. I'm not calling for that, but I'm saying if you go to the 3rd floor of the White House, people you see there are all military people, divergence of military services. I mean, the Air Force.
But we know the reason why Operation Python Dance was redeployed, you know, to the southeast is because of Nnamdi Kanu, one man. I
don't believe so. Honestly, I don't. Because it was done in October last year. Wasn't that the Kanu day?
That's Operation Python Dance.
No,
too.
It was also done, the Egweke one was done last year.
Yes, I know. This is the second one.
There, and this is the second one, and they will do the 3rd one this year.
Okay, what can we do to handle, how do we handle, you know, issues that will bring up perhaps maybe another IPOB, you know, in the future? Because maybe we're not really listening to the people, and that's why we're having some of these pressure groups, you know, coming out and all of that.
Once there is justice, fair play, rule of law, if Orji Kalu is wrong, tell me I'm wrong, try me in a court of competent jurisdiction, federal government, whether it's Buhari, whether it's his vice, whether it's DGSSS, they must obey the laws of the land. They must obey the court of competent jurisdiction. If a court, no matter, even if the order is wrong, a court says, respect this order, they should be able to respect that order. This is what will bring peace and unity. Secondly, you must give us justice as Igbos. You must be able to create enabling environments. Since after the war, I know our people are not happy. Majority of our people are not happy. They are saying we are marginalized, we are this and that. And when you look at it directly or indirectly, if you ask me as Orji Kalu, are we marginalized? The answer is yes. Because there are no federal presence in our area.
But you just said earlier that construction work.
Yes, it's going on. No, this is the time. It's going on right away. And it's not a fallacy. It's going on right away on Aba Port Harcourt Expressway, on the Aba Onitsha, and on the Enugu Onitsha Expressway. And Mr. Fashola was there a few months ago.
So do you think that would douse the tension in the southeast?
It's not alone. They should be able to do more for us. They need to do more. I'm not somebody who even if I'm with President Buhari or one-on-one, you know, I'll say my mind.
So talking about doing more, what's your take on Southeast Development Commission that is being proposed right now?
Let me be honest with you. They are proposing it late. When we are governors, we almost succeeded in doing that. Because some people aligned with President Obasanjo think they were working against me. We agreed. I told them, 3 months we became governors. I told them, I said, we rather have a common purpose. Every month, let us save 100 million each for our common good. We will use it to develop intercity roads, intercity rail, this and that. That will boost trade, that will boost everything. We agreed. After 6 months, you see people being funny. Because I had a big challenge with President Obasanjo on issues we promised to the people. It wasn't personal. I have a great and serious respect for the ex-president because he loves the nation. But on terms of what we agree with the people, we are not being done. So I had serious problem with my colleagues. I was like a leper among them because I disagree with the president. They want to find the president's favor. I'm not that kind of politician. I'm not in politics to get food to eat. I mean, I have done very well in my life, in my private business. I have done very well as a person. I mean, I don't need to fear anybody. I tell people the truth. I hear newspapers speculating what I went to discuss with President Babangida the day I went to his. It's very simple. I'm not afraid of what I will tell anybody. I'm not afraid of speaking the truth neither. I will speak the truth till I die. It has cost me problems, yes. But the truth, any other thing can fail, but the truth will stand the test of time.
So better late than never. So if you have something like Southeast Development Commission, will it still answer the burning question in the Southeast about infrastructural deficits and political, alienation?
If the president is going to run again, we will force him to declare our area a special area. And we are going to give him 75% vote of that area. He will declare, he will give us an emergency area. Something like Aba and Onitsha can provide everything you need here. We can manufacture everything if we have light. Look at the kind of money we spend in energy. Nobody is talking about it. Look at the kind of stealing that took place when we are governors. People spend over 24 billion saying they are providing electricity. We have not dollars. We have not seen anything. And the people are going round the street. And you are still talking about Nigeria. So this is the kind of country we are talking about. Give us light in Aba. Give us good roads. Give us good roads in Onitsha. Give us light. We are not asking for you to do anything. We are capable of manufacturing. Everything done in China can be manufactured in Aba and Onitsha. We are capable. We are already doing it. They will go high-tech in technology. We have the people, but we don't have the encouragement. We don't have access. And the people that did privatization on the electricity was wrongly done. It was given to friends. It wasn't the right thing to do.
Okay, now it's getting more interesting, really. But let's look at self-development in the Southeast. You can complain that okay, you're not getting enough federal presence and all of that. What about the state governors? They are getting allocation every month. They get the taxes and all. Is that not enough to build a Southeast of your dream?
Well, I think because all of them, they are working with a president that never bothered them. I think the Southeastern governors and South-South governors could have had a cooperation. If we had this kind of atmosphere, we're virtually like emperors, because when we were there, President Obasanjo was a policeman on every governor in the country. He left his own job. He wants to do our job for us. And that is the truth. So Buhari never bothered anybody. Buhari never asked anybody for his allocation to see what you are doing with it. President Obasanjo's eyes were on the allocation. Are you taking away the money? Are you stealing the money? Are you doing this?
Is that not good?
It's very good. I like it. Those are good part of Obasanjo I like. I don't totally disagree with President Obasanjo in all fairness to him. If he can just leave being a little bit petty, he's a great man.
Yeah, are you saying
he's petty? A man, very petty. Yes, of course. I've not had any regret in saying so. Because you see, if younger people did something to you, you should be able to forgive them. Because life is very long. If younger people have said something against you, you'll be able to also forgive them. Because it's the right thing to do. If President Obasanjo abided this kind of nature, his nature, we will go far with our first democratic process. But he left things and started chasing shadows. Because instead of calling for unity, he put a lot of division because he wanted third term. In looking for third term, he was able to divide, polarize the governors, although most of them are not speaking the truth today. The truth shall set them free. They knew the president needed third term. They offered all of us governor third term. I said, no, we are not for it. We have taken, some of us, the Quran, the Bible, and sworn to it that we will do 8 years. Why should I do 12 years being governor? What will I get from it? It was not the right thing to do.
All right, let's still, before we close this particular session, let's still go to the Southeast. The Southeast problem generally, the issue of IPOB, the issue of, less attention from the federal government and all of that. Is there a way that you can, the Southeast can actually come together and say, see, we are brothers irrespective of our differences, and see how we can develop our own, communities, our own states, so that, this continuous call for Igbos to exit one part of the country will not...
They are not even up to 20% of Igbos calling for exit. The Igbos are sort of the nation. Anywhere you go, apart from the Aborigines, the next people you see, they are Igbos. Anywhere you go, they are agents for development, whether in Southeast or Northeast or Northwest or in Southwest, anywhere they go. So we're also doing the same thing in our communities. What we don't have is we cannot build expressway owned by federal government. I call on government to dissolve power. I hear people say restructuring or this, that. To dissolve power. Let government hands off on roads, let the government hands off on agriculture, on health, on education, give it back to the state.
Yeah, but do you think the states,
if you go to the Constitution, you see at the right hand of the Constitution, you have 61 items. On the other side, you have few items. Government should remove those 61 or 63 items, reduce it to possibly like 9. Because when you say restructuring, it sounds so strong. For me, if you allow me today,
to define
whether it's Southeast or Southwest, if you allow me today, what I will call is for a total amendment of the Nigerian Constitution. Entirely. To represent the view of the people. Because after being the democratic government for a few years now, the people should be able to make their own constitution.
So what model are you going to call for? Is it going to be another national conference where everybody come together to contribute?
No,
their
we have
quota?
a lot of paper. We can use the 2014 conference. We don't need to be spending money in doing that. But if I'm in the shoes of President Buhari, I should look some section of the 2014 conference and implement them. That is the truth.
But the president said that the conference is in the archives. He's not interested in it.
That is not, you press guys might be misquoting him. President cannot say it's in the archives. He knows that money was spent to prepare those documents.
But APC were not part, majority of the APC personalities that we have today were not part of that conference.
We
So
can review, APC can set back 25-member or 36-member review panel of that document. It's possible. So why do you want to send out money calling another 200-300 people to come and do another document? For what and how? So it is easier for people to do what is right.
all right, we'll take a short break right now. We still have with us a former governor of Abia State, a politician and a businessman. When we return, we'll look at other issues making the rounds in Nigeria. To stay with us.
It's been a great year for agribusiness. With our weather and the amazing range of soil available to us, the fallow lands are birthing their magnificent potential. The Central Bank of Nigeria, under President Buhari's administration, is spearheading this progress, and everyone is getting in on it. The local farmer on the Anchor Borrowers Program and the international investors, taking advantage of the new policies geared towards easy foreign investment, stabilized exchange rate, and FX market. The harvest is green and lush, and we are just getting started. Come, invest in Nigeria. Discover what the green in our flag really stands for. Nigeria, ready for business. An initiative of Greenfield Assets Limited.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Then think Zenith, one of the biggest in Nigeria, with assets over $16 billion, listed among the 20 most influential brands in the world, and winner of Best Bank in Corporate Governance. The most customer-focused bank in Nigeria, a success built on 3 foundations, dedicated to people, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
In a fast-paced world, you need the ability to make everything move at your own speed. Stay ahead and not miss anything. That's why I'm on More Life Complete, which lets me call everyone in Nigeria on all networks at just 15 kobo per second. You can also call any line in the United States, Canada, UK, Germany, India, China, and Malaysia too, at just 15 kobo per second. And just when you think life can't get any easier, I get 15 free minutes to call anyone in the 9 Mobile family.
Just booked your ticket to London.
Before you think I've got to compete on More Life, I also get 15 minutes free browsing to catch up on sports updates and anything online. Now that's what I call the complete package.
We still have with us a former governor of Abia State, politician and businessman, Dr. Orji Kalu. Dr. Kalu, we move on to politics and, of course, public affairs. Are you worried about the public perception about you, more especially when it comes to electability within Abia State and generally? When Orji Kalu speaks, everybody seems to like, okay, well, you've done your term, so why are you speaking now? Why didn't you do it while you were governor of Abia State? Why didn't you speak out while you were governor of Abia State?
Oh, are you saying this?
That's what the public are saying.
No. When I was governor, I spoke highly. That was what brought the closure of our businesses, the Hallmark Bank, the Slug Airline, I spoke openly. I never, with my colleagues, both in Council of State, Economic Council, will tell you that I was one very vocal. I never fear of saying the truth. I'm not afraid of saying the truth. Whether you like me or you hate me, I don't need you to like me.
But it has affected your business and businesses.
Yes, it's affected because we're in a third world country. We're in a country that have no rules. If you have a rule, you cannot see a bank that have 133 branches with 5,000 workers, we close it down because Orji Kalu have majority share of the bank. You see an airline that had 14 aircraft on ground, you go and close it down and revoke the license without following due process. It's only here that people can do that. So it doesn't affect me. It's affecting the economy. You are making investors not to come. You are making people not to believe in what you are doing. So what is my take? My take is for leaders to be open. Leaders must be able to give account of what they have done. I'm one leader who continued. I was the first to show my finances in this day newspaper, your paper related to Arise. I was the first to show audited accounts. I was the first to call world-class auditing company to audit me out when I was leaving. So I'm not afraid of anybody saying.
You have some issues with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. You've been, juggling between, the offices of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and when you juxtapose it with what you're saying, a lot of public.
Because of the kind of president you had, and because of his third-term ambition, I'm not afraid. I'm in court with them.
You're still in court?
I'm still in court, and I will give account of myself. I never bought a new house throughout my being governor. Every houses I had in Lagos, Abuja, in Ibere were built before I became governor. So the records are there. The former president wrote to Prime Minister Tony Blair to arrest me in London. He said, no, why must we arrest him? He declared one house, and is this the same house? He had kept his investment in Goldman Sachs to blind trust. That was what I did. He wrote to President Bush to arrest me. They said, give us evidence he has stolen. We will arrest him. They were unable to do that because they had law and order, because they know if they do it, I will go to court in London. So I have been having one house bought in 1991. It's a public record. So how can you come and say I stole money to buy a house in London? It's because of issue of third term. And I cannot discuss about this issue. Otherwise, I could have given you a deep insight because it's a before a court of record. And since it's become a court of record, I can't discuss the issue. It's not even an issue where I can go. I'm credible enough. I'm welcome anywhere I go in the world. The Americans know I'm very credible. The UKs know I'm very credible. The Chinese know I'm very credible. The Japanese, the world powers know I'm welcome everywhere I go. They know I'm a businessman with a balance sheet of $4 billion net worth. So it doesn't perturb me. I'm in the court. At that court, I left them to make a decision.
So perhaps your relationship with former President Olusegun Obasanjo has not. What's the relationship like right now?
No.
Are you still in contact with him?
No, we never had a sad relationship. I only tell him the truth. I was telling him the truth. And
but he was fighting back.
Because whenever a president who have told 2 or 3 people he wanted third time comes out to deny.
Is it all about all this, all these challenges that you're facing? Is it just about your perception on the third term, or just there's something more than that?
No, it's just perception on third term. Because what happens, what could have changed when the man called me action governor? He was the first to pronounce me action governor in Abia State. The roads were impassable when he came for campaign. And I told him after 6 months I'll build those roads. And then we are done. After 8 months, Vice President Atiku Abubakar came to commission roads. The then Senate President Chubo Kadimo came to commission roads. What has happened? What has changed? I was being fought 35 governors versus 1 governor, plus a president and the president of the Senate. They were fighting me, 1 man. And I survived the fight. Nigeria should clap for me because I survived those fights. Because I'm transparent. I'm transparent in Abuja. I'm transparent anywhere. I'm ready for All the leaders from 1960 to today, I'm ready for KPMG, Deloitte, Pricewaterhouse, McKinsey. Let them come to auditors. Let everybody say the source of how they build their houses and how they make their money. I'll be ready to submit myself. This is how a country behaves. I continue challenging this country because leaders are hiding. They have stolen the money and they are hiding, calling other people thieves. So who is a thief?
Big question.
That is it. Because you see, for a man have never done business before, I can calculate the president, their salaries. How did they build these mansions? This is the question. Who is the thief? Is it the man you gave $24 billion or $16 billion to do electricity and the money vanished?
Who are you referring to?
Abia State and pay salary and pay the workers. I never owe workers. I never borrowed money from any bank throughout I was governor. Never.
Okay, let's look at this from what you've said right now. The President Buhari has continued to churn out bailouts to states in the past 2 years or thereabout. What's your take on that, particularly that now that states cannot even pay salaries? Is it a misplaced priority on their part?
No, the president is doing what he's supposed to do as a father. I think if I'm a governor, I will not take security vote of 1 billion to against paying workers' salary. I will not do that. They ask anybody, maybe when we were in Abia because there was free education, the workers' salary, the teacher's salary comes first. Ask any civil servant you know.
So what's happening to states right now?
I don't know what they're doing because I'm not in states. I never entered the government house, Abia, since I left as governor till today. I don't even know what they do. So I don't know another state. I visited 1 or 2 friends in their government house like Meda. I went to see President Babangida last 3 weeks. And I visited the governor of APC there. The other day I went to deliver a lecture in Kogi. I visited the governor of APC there. So I visited the governor in Ibadan, the governor in Osho, the Lagos State when Fashola was there, and I visited the Ambusu. So, I mean, this is it. So I don't know what they do there. But some governors have also done very, very well, in my opinion. It's not all of them. So I want to say this. Being a leader, you must prepare to be a leader. A leader must be ready for the people. Because the people is all about leadership. A leader has no other thing to do than giving people what they desire.
All right, you've not hidden your intention to run for the Senate. You've done that 3 times. Say, for instance, you get that seat in 2019. What do you want to bring? What change do you want to bring to the Senate?
A lot of changes.
Like?
Until when I get to the River Niger.
So you can't. So how do you campaign to the people? How do you tell the people this is exactly what?
Campaign with the people. I'll work for them. Not because INEC have said nobody should say what is running for till they open.
No, it's not campaign. We are not campaigning.
No, I'm not going to talk anything about Senate. Tomorrow you use the camera and say, oh, he started campaigning before time. I'm not going to say anything about Senate. I'll be interested to run when they blow the whistle, and I will be a very big force in the Senate.
All right, let's go to one of your strongest areas, and that's sports, precisely football. You, in 2003...
My strongest area is entrepreneurship.
I know. At least what a lot of Nigerians know you for, what you did, and it was well applauded while you were governor of, Abia State. Back-to-back, you helped Enyimba to win the CAF Champions League for the first time.
And the Super Cup.
And the Super Cup. And you are called the pillar of sports in Africa.
Yes, that was what CAF confirmed to me. Yes.
So what has changed in sports in Abia State, especially Enyimba, for instance? Let's go there. What has changed right now? Why are they not winning laurels?
Well, I don't know. I have not spoken to the governor since he became governor. So if you ask me this question, I might be the wrong man to answer because I have done my tenure since 10 years, 12 years now, and left.
No,
and I've never been to Ubaya.
Development of sports generally.
Well, yeah. I believe that Enyimba have lost some glorious day. to run sports is very difficult. You know what it takes to run sports. You have to motivate the boys. You have to be factual about the boys. If Felix Anyasiago is here, he will tell you most of these players were being bought by me. I never allowed those coaches. I only consulted him. Because the issue is that the coaches sometimes are sentimental about who they put, who we play, who will not play. So, but I'm not sentimental because I know my money was on the deck. And I need to choose the best. And that is, when you look at Ejimba, you will see the right frame of my mind. You will see Mohammed, you will see Bolaji, you will see Okafor, you will see Ekpenyong, you will see Eyueta, you will see everybody. And when you look at the 11 players playing for Ejimba, you look at my face as the face of Nigeria. What boldness people hate me for is because I'm bold enough to say what people cannot say and what people cannot do. Because I'm not looking for anything from anybody. I'm not asking for any favor from anybody. I'm a trader, picker trader that trades palm oil, palm kernel, and all the rest of them. So Ejimba must come back to the glorious day if Governor Ikpeazu wants to do that. It depends on the governor.
But what about Super Eagles? I won't forgive myself if I don't get your take on Super Eagles.
Well, Super Eagles is getting better. Look at Pinnock is turning down the whole place. Try to do well, and Pinnock can be better. He understands football, honestly. He do. You know, before they offered both of us, I could have been the chairman of NFA, you be the deputy. But I thank God he's the chairman now, and he's doing well. He will do well. I have no doubt.
Do you think Nigeria will do well in the World Cup? We've qualified for the World Cup, so you think Nigeria can get more than where we used to be? I mean, talking about
Nigeria can do well if we start training today. And PDC understand this is very well, because one thing is that some of the chairmen, not all of them, were only in NFA for money. And PDC is not there for money. He's doing some good business, and he's sitting down there to oversee things. So I think they can go far if they want to go. It takes a lot of discipline on the part of the players and officials, and also the federal government, how to, their pockets need to be a champagne pocket. They need to dip hand very deep to make sure it works. And it will work if they go. Because PDC will manage anybody give it to him very well. That is my say. And if the money is managed very well, and the boys are well motivated, we can go to
quarter-finals or semi-finals.
Yes, of course.
Or perhaps maybe win the World Cup.
Win the World Cup. I can bring the World Cup here. It's a bet.
Thank you very much, former Governor of Abia State.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
And we wish you well in your political endeavors as you move forward.
Thank you.
Finally, if the whistle blows.
If the whistle blows, I'll be on the street.
We'll be speaking with former Governor of Abia State, a businessman and a politician, and that has been on this edition of Arise News Special, right here from Arise News studios, right here in Abuja, Nigeria. My name is Rotimi Michael Kadi. Goodbye for now.